Hi guys, who said breadfruit? Oh my gosh. If you know how I was happy to see these breadfruit, and I was even happier when I roasted these breadfruits and they were 100% good. I did not have to throw out any part of this breadfruit apart from the areas that need to be thrown out. They were all good. You know how sometimes you buy breadfruit and when you buy the breadfruit you cut it in and the breadfruit not good. It batter, it have insect bites, all of that kind of stuff. These breadfruits were okay and I am happy that I purchased them. Or, you know, so if you want to see how I prepare these breadfruits and how I did it, stick around and enjoy. So right here, as you can see, is three breadfruit. Boy, these breadfruit were expensive, but made the sacrifice to buy the three because I'm doing it in my oven and I did not want to heat up my oven for only one breadfruit. So I'm showing you now one that has the core, the stem in, and one without, and I'm just going to show you how to take out the stem. But before I do that, when you're roasting your breadfruit, you prepare the bottom, and we call that the bottom of the breadfruit. You're basically just going to place some two slants. Basically, it's an X in the middle of the bottom of your breadfruit. You're not going too wide and you're not going too deep with making that X, right? And you're going to do that on your breadfruit bottom. And you're doing that so that the heat can penetrate upwards into the breadfruit, especially you're doing it in the oven. Caribbean people, you do it on your stove. Well, some people do it on their stovetop. You do it on your coal pot. You do it on your grill. You do it on you do it a bush and that kind of stuff. So to take out that core, all I did was kind of made a circle around that stem, and basically, not too far again, not too deep. And you're just gonna, when you think you've had do it enough, you're just kind of twist it and jimmy it out. That's how I did it. I'm not an expert of doing any of this. I learned along the way, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and make that X and take out the stem on all three of them and then put them in my oven. So right there, you see that stem came out beautifully. Didn't really have to work too hard on that one, but the first one gave me a run for my money. All right, so three breadfruits are ready right there. We're gonna prepare our oven for 375. I did mine for 375 at 100 at 375 degrees Fahrenheit at a hour and a half. I know people have done it for an hour at 400, but I did the slower process. All right. And after that time, guys, this is what the breadfruit were looking like. So you see that X that we made, it basically swelled up. So you know that your breadfruit is roasted. And look at that X. Wow. If I could make that X, wow, when I'm writing. All right. So you know that it's roasted. By that, you know that it's also roasted because the outer surface of the breadfruit has changed into somewhat of a browner color, right? All those stains are gone and that kind of stuff, the heat. To also ensure that your breadfruit is 100% roasted, you're going to use your knife method. So just like how you're going to use a little small knife and prick your cake to see that it's done and it comes out clear, we're going to apply that same process for our breadfruit. Knife is clean, but not so clean, because here why. This breadfruit, as they say, was probably a yellow heart breadfruit, and it was beginning to turn somewhat, and those are the nicest breadfruit to eat, right? So it had that little extra, softness on the knife, and that what makes that breadfruit delicious. So this is what the breadfruit is looking like inside. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut it into two other halves, and then cut off the outer skin. You can peel your breadfruit as a whole, but this was hot, guys. I was doing this hot, and trust me, I had to grab for a paper towel, grab for a rag, just to prevent that heat from the bare surface of my hand middles, right? So, and I prefer to do this part when it's hot, slash warm because it's easier to do. The skin of the breadfruit will come off better. However, it will break up easier because it is hot. All right. So I was able to just peel off the breadfruit easily by that without using a knife, but use your knife to cut the breadfruit. And right there, when I'm taking out the heart of the breadfruit, my mother would have said, I am wasting the breadfruit, all right? So I could have gone a little bit less in on that portion, right? So right there now is the breadfruit in all its glory. Look at that. The breadfruit is lovely. The breadfruit was delicious. If you were my friend, I bet you would wanted some of my dinner that day. That one breadfruit gave me that one platter, and it's just two of us. But we roasted so much because I'm going to show you in my next clip, right? So you can have this with pretty much anything. Roast breadfruit is good with curry. Roast breadfruit is good with ackee and saltfish. That's the main dish. It's good with your roast pork. I had this with ackee and saltfish and some jerk chicken on the side. And my dinner was delicious. I loved it, right? So if you want to see how I prepare and store my breadfruits for at least 6 months, sorry, stick around and you will see. I prefer to slice them. You can leave it whole, or you can cut them into quarters. You need cling wrap and foil paper. You're gonna first wrap it tightly in some cling wrap, tightly, just to ensure that we're not gonna get any freezer burning it. And then you're gonna wrap it with your foil, and you're gonna wrap it too tightly in order not to get in any air, any kind of, anything, elements within your freezer. All right, you're gonna do that, and the last thing that you're gonna do with this now, you're gonna put them in some Ziploc bags or some clear plastic bags, and if it's clear plastic bags, just tie it, and you're just gonna put that in a safe space in your freezer, and you leave that there. Defrost. So you're just gonna defrost that and just take it out of the fridge ahead of time and let that sit in the open. Cover it, of course, and let it, melt out. And when you're ready, just pat it dry some more, and you fry that in some hot oil. Some people use salt, some people prefer it blanch and that kind of stuff. So if you like this video, just go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more amazing content. See you soon. Bye.